back, Andy.
Hey, good to be back.
Andy spent the last week in Florida, which I didn't even know you were going to Florida. Or if I did, I forgot. But I was like, Florida in November. You decided to tackle it when nobody was there.
Yeah.
Or how was it? Was it?
No, it was good. Everybody kind of warned us, like, especially for driving, it's going to be terrible, trying to go through Atlanta and, get down there. But, the time of year we went, it was good.
So while you were there, you collected some Florida headlines.
I did.
And we don't ever talk about any state other than Wisconsin.
Oh, I feel like this is going to be good.
Well, like Florida man ...
Right, that's a very well-known
is a thing.
Yeah.
So what did you collect for us?
Well, I think part of the reason Florida was that a Jolly Good?
It was.
That was a Jolly Good. We haven't given a shout out to Jolly Good lately. Yeah. I'm already off track.
That's fine.
So I went to Old Fashioned Fest in Eagle River.
I didn't. Old Fashioned Fest?
Yeah. Old Fashioned Fest in Eagle River like last weekend.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I think it was canceled last year. I think this is the fourth one. And there's like 8 or 9 local bars from, when I say local, it could be Three Lakes, Eagle River, Hazelhurst, Sainer, like within a 30-mile radius of Eagle River. And one dude who, in my opinion, had the best non-traditional old fashioned. There was 2 categories, traditional and non-traditional.
You tell me he used a Jolly Good.
He was making it out of Jolly
Yes.
Good. So
Really?
effing good.
Really?
It was delicious. It was a place called Pickles.
The Sour Power Jolly Good?
Yeah, the yellow can.
Yep.
Huh.
It was a place called Pickles in Hazelhurst, and I am now going to Pickles. Yeah.
It's from a show.
Oh,
Okay. Keep going.
And I'm now going to Pickles to try his food because I liked his Jolly Good Old Fashioned so much. Anyway, Florida man.
Oh, yeah. So I think the reason that it's the Florida man stuff is a lot. Well, one, people in Florida are crazy. But 2, I think it's easier to get.
Pause. People in Florida are crazy. Do you remember what we talk about on our podcast that Wisconsin people are doing?
Which we have a pretty good...
Pepper spraying police.
Yeah, which we actually have quite a few of these coming up.
We'll get to it. But I like that you said people are just crazy in general. It isn't state specific.
I would say
you don't cross a line and then people are uncrazy.
I would say there is an abundance of crazy in Florida.
Okay, carry on.
But I think it's also easier to find the stories because I think the open records laws. I think it's easier for news outlets to get stories on the crazies. Anyway, so these are stories that happened. I was there for a week.
And you stayed with a news reporter.
I did, yep.
Is that a high school friend of yours?
No, we met when we had both he was working at at a station in Wausau while we were living there, and we met at
I didn't recognize him.
Yep.
Was he a meteorologist?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So he's a weatherman.
Yep.
He's got the Florida look.
Yeah,
he's just got the look, like the TV look.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say
he does.
that.
He does have a TV look.
He's got it.
Yep. So these are stories. These are news headlines that came across during the week I was down there.
And you just collected them because you knew?
Yep.
Okay.
Figured they'd be good to.
Proud of
I
you.
wish some of these were real and some were fake.
Oh.
I'm actually just kind of that they're
On
all
air.
real.
Like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
Clearwater police arrests naked man who hit woman with truck, then choked her on the roadside.
Oh.
Okay.
Very good. Very good.
Oh. It wouldn't be the same if he was clothed.
This one honestly happened like a couple blocks away from where we were staying for the
Very
week.
good.
Okay.
So you were in a safe neighborhood. Well, we'll find out.
Man accused of threatening to kill neighbor over dog poop argument in Estero.
I feel like that happens more often than you think.
But now you can't say, I'm going to kill you if your dog
but
poops in my yard one more time.
But it was beyond that. I don't know how he had
He's
it on him, but
brandishing a weapon?
he brought out a weapon. Yep.
Cool.
And said, I'm gonna shoot you right here.
If your dog
You will pick up that
poops in my
poop.
yard
You will
one
pick that
more
poop.
time, I swear.
Yep.
I'm not killing the dog. I'm killing you.
Right. Your responsibility.
Yep.
Florida man spit food into woman's mouth during road rage incident, deputies say.
Okay. Wait. I don't... Like, because he was yelling and it was spewing from his
Or
mouth?
he's, like, trying to feed a baby
Or
bird.
he, like, grabbed her by the nostril and lower jaw and, like...
Yep.
I think it's baby bird style.
Yeah.
Yep.
What the heck?
This was the actual headline from a news outlet. Don't fix my food. Florida woman arrested pulling a gun at Popeye's drive-thru.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, what? Don't fix my food?
Yep. Florida woman arrested pulling a gun at Popeye's drive-thru.
Very good.
There you go. Florida man caught humping a dog. Attacked the owner when confronted. Officials say.
So even Florida starts their headlines with Florida man.
Yes, they do.
Isn't that kind of
Yeah.
weird? Because
No.
it could just be like local man.
Well, they know it gets clicks. They've embraced
Oh, yeah.
it.
Florida man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he got caught humping a dog, and then he attacked when
They attacked the owner when the owner confronted him about it. Yeah.
About
Are you f***ing my dog?
Excuse me, sir.
I'm gonna kill you. What the hell?
Yep.
Florida man humped the dog and then got mad at owner.
because he wasn't finished.
Would have been better if the dog then started humping him.
Yeah, probably how it started.
Yep. Maybe.
It's like, oh, hold on here. I'm a top, not a bottom.
Roll over.
Roll over. Roll over.
All right. Bullet lodges in Florida man's testicles after wife
No.
shoots him, deputies say.
No.
Florida man again.
Yep.
It's
All right, this says Atlantic Beach man. Okay,
go.
Atlantic Beach man caught on video placing feces in mailboxes.
That's clever.
was it in an envelope?
Clever.
Clever. Okay.
Yep. St. Pete landlord exposed himself to Uber Eats delivery drivers. Complaints say.
He's calling up Uber.
Okay,
It's just
was it
to flash
intentional? Like
him.
he just walked up to the door,
Oh, yeah.
or was he like wearing a robe?
No,
and it
he
swung open?
he had a plan. You know that he had a plan.
Yeah, it was multiple deliveries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That man's lonely and he wanted some attention.
Well, yeah, like who knows? Somebody might take him up on it.
Right?
The dog.
Florida man says wind blew cocaine and crack pipe into his car during a traffic stop.
That's awesome.
Man, that's
Cocaine and crack pipe.
I've heard it all, but I haven't heard that one. That's,
That's the best.
the wind blew a
What
crack
the hell?
pipe.
That just blew in here.
And wouldn't you believe it? It piled up in a perfect line.
In a baggie.
Yeah, in a bag. Just
And a pipe too. I should maybe save that for this is the last one. Florida man arrested after sushi flipping rampage in hibachi buffet line.
Sushi flipping.
Yep.
Like he was mad.
Sushi
like,
flipping rampage. Yep. Just throwing the sushi. That's what I got. Those all happened.
fantastic.
During the week I was in Florida.
Oh, I like those a lot.
Imagine if our podcast was in Florida, the fun we would have.
It'd just be easy.
People in Florida are crazy.
Yeah. Well said.
Crazier than us, apparently. I thought we had good stories, but that is
I can't wait to try that one.
We should maybe start a down the gator hole podcast or something,
should.
just because.
I'm sorry, officer. I don't.
Goodness.
That 30 rack of hams just blew in here in the wind, and all the cans got opened up.
Empties.
Can't even.
Goodness gracious.
That's great.
Headlines while Andy was in Florida. Well, welcome back, Andrew.
Thanks.
Nothing changed while you were gone here.
No.
Eric still hates me.
Yep.
Jolly Good is still our sponsor. Rugged renewed our domain name.
Oh.
Nice.
So shout out to Rugged,
Thanks,
ruggedgear.com for spending the $13 to renew Cheezehole.com. I wasn't sure we were going to make it a year,
Hey, we did.
but I only bought us another year just in case.
Smart.
Yeah.
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 Don't overdo it.
Well, if the dog were pooping in a yard in Green Bay, there's a guy who 3D prints his own guns here and then trades them for meth.
Yeah, all you need is some drugs, and you can have one.
Yeah.
This is a very Florida-like story.
Trades them for meth. The headline is Green Bay man 3D printed homemade guns to trade for meth.
Yeah.
And
Great
he's
headline.
only charging a measly ounce of meth for one of these homemade pistols. And is an ounce a
what's
lot?
an-
I don't know meth.
I don't know. But I guess so. Here's the question: like, what's a homemade 3D printed gun worth?
I don't know, but if you've seen the picture of this one, it looks like he carved it out of a bar of soap.
Do these actually fire?
That's a great question, and that question was actually answered by authorities. And the man who told investigators about this person who was printing the guns said that they did indeed work, and that, quote, he had tested one on someone that said to shoot them, so he shot the person.
This is an awesome story.
So tried
Wow.
and true. Yeah.
Usually the street value of meth is somewhere between $400 up to $3,000 an ounce, depending
Oh,
depending,
wow.
He trades them for
So
1
like
ounce?
Heisenberg.
depending on the country and quality.
Sure.
Okay, so worst case scenario, he's getting $400 for a 3D printed gun.
That looks like a bar of soap. It really
Well,
does. It looks like something you carved in Boy Scouts
That's
out
because
of a bar
all
of
he
soap.
had was white 3D filament. If he had black, it would look nicer.
Would it?
Probably not. That thing fires?
I don't. Apparently, so he just prints the casing, and then you can buy like the components of a Glock pistol and throw them in there, and that's what makes it
Oh
work.
my goodness.
Really?
I know. We gotta Try that.
I'm not sure if I kind of was gonna say Eric should 3D print us a gun, but
Yeah,
then
very
I think
illegal.
It's illegal.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah,
it?
for sure.
So don't say that on the air.
So the whole thing
Eric,
started as
whatever you do, don't 3D print us a Glock.
the whole thing started as an investigation into drug trafficking, and then they found the 3D printed guns he was making to peddle the drugs.
It's a 27-year-old guy living in his mom's basement, and
I
he's
feel
made
it's like
up to 4 guns.
entrepreneurial.
I agree.
Yeah,
Just turn his life
I
around.
don't
To some
see-
degree.
Yeah, he's just trying
He's
to
a
make
felon,
a living. He's
so-
just trying to hustle a living.
It's super illegal because he's a felon and can't
Is
possess
his
a
name
firearm.
in there? We didn't see cap him, did we?
Oh, we can't get on that. It's gonna take forever
No,
again.
we don't need to. But
Mitchell Guerrero.
well, from now, all of the things on our list that are Florida man style, I'm gonna redo the headlines now to be the next one was already done for us.
Yeah.
Wisconsin
man.
man crashes through City Hall entrance, angry about citation.
This is awesome.
What was the site? Well, he wasn't printing 3D guns for meth, but it's pretty awesome
Yeah,
nonetheless.
yeah.
What was the citation for?
Well, the citation was issued to a family member of his, and he was upset about it. So drove his car through the Cumberland.
Cumberland.
I feel like we're there a lot.
Yeah,
We're all over a lot,
Drove it through Cumberland City Hall.
but we don't know what the citation was. I
No.
hope it was like jaywalking or something.
Yeah, just something. So.
Or reckless driving would have been ironic, wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
I mean, I feel like this is a pretty common reaction to a family member getting a citation. Just
Yeah.
a little overboard.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's being charged with criminal damage to property, negligent operation of a motorized vehicle, and driving while intoxicated.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
He got a little bit of the liquid courage in him and thought, I'm gonna show those city folk something.
yeah, it's like an old Ford Focus too, for those wondering.
I think
It is. Yep. It is.
He wasn't care. He didn't care about the car.
No.
Would your insurance still cover that if it was an intentional?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Probably not. It's not really considered an accident
Does he
then,
just
so
like?
it's not
I
accident.
was just
Yeah.
pulling up
Forgiveness.
to the police department and my foot slipped off the brake.
And onto the gas pedal.
Well, happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question.
Okay, here's another one.
Okay.
This one's not Wisconsin man, but Wisconsin parents sue school district over gender pronoun policy. Now this is a weird story because it wasn't what I thought it was.
What did you think it was?
I thought it was parents mad that they had some students in the school that weren't being
Called the pronoun they wanted to.
addressed the way they wanted them to be,
sure.
but instead it was the children were telling the school how they wanted to be addressed, and the parents didn't agree with what their kids. Do I understand
I
this
think
right?
you are, yeah.
So the kids were going to school and saying, "I want to be addressed as she or he or
Yeah.
whatever that is," and the school was obliging, but the parents
Weren't
don't
cool with
want
it.
the kids to go
Oh.
to school and say, "I want to be addressed as."
Yeah. So
Yeah, the policy, this is at the Kettle Moraine School District, the policy says that a student can change their name and their gender pronoun without their parents' consent while they're at school.
Right.
That would just be a chaotic mess.
Yeah. So the parents claim that the school had violated their constitutional rights because parents have an inherent right to be the primary decision maker in their children's lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. So I actually agree with the parents in this case,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. But the headline leads you to believe it's something totally
It
different.
does, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I think that's odd that your kid could go into school and be like, "Well, I'm not Andrew today.
No.
Today I'm Andrea, and I'd like to be she."
Mm-hmm.
And then the parents are like, "Wait, what? Why does your report card say Andrea Weiss?"
Yeah,
on
when,
it?"
when you get a phone call home and
Yeah.
Andrea has been disruptive.
your daughter,
Andrea doesn't live here.
Your daughter has been very disruptive in class. I don't have any daughters.
Yeah.
Well, you do when she comes to school. Wait, she? I'm confused.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's the world we live in. Just
It is.
anything.
It's chaotic.
anything goes.
It's chaotic. But since we're talking about schools, the school report card database came out, and this came out while you were in Florida because both local school districts jumped on Facebook right away and touted their scores.
All right.
Ah.
And I read the score, and I'm like, well, I got those same scores when I was in school, and I got in trouble. Well, I'm being serious. They both scored in the 70s, and I'm like, okay, so that's a solid C. You know,
Yeah.
Is that, but like the
What's the-
rating
yeah.
though is like exceeds expectations.
Yeah.
Okay, but now so the reason I looked this up is because there are schools, like if you pull the whole list, like delete and then sort it by score. And there are schools that scored like in the 99, they go from 100 to 50, like to below 50. So like in all seriousness, like these are like C's.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
So I just found it kind of, I'm not like trying to like throw the school into, I'm just saying like I wouldn't have published these.
Well, anything over looks like 83 and a half is the cutoff for significantly exceeds expectations.
Okay.
And
Which is a B.
Yeah, but that's the highest you can get.
No,
You can get 100.
You can get 100.
No, but that's the highest. They have classifications of
Right.
Right,
below
the ratings,
expectations,
right.
meet expectations,
So
exceed.
you said 83.
83 and above
which is a B, right?
It's a B. 82 is a B minus.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
okay.
the highest classification
So
of
okay.
of school
So
you can
then
get.
what is the next classification?
83 to where was I at here?
So like 83 into the 70s is
83 to lost. Going down.
And this is our score since 2015 to 2016, so it's been monitored for 5 years.
yeah.
Yes, this is over a 5-year ban.
Okay.
I'm still scrolling. Exceeds expectations goes from, what did I say, 83
83
to 70.
Is exceeds
Yep.
expectations?
Yep.
So if you're a C student, you're now exceeding expectations. I'd have been on a freaking honor roll.
I don't think it's the same scale.
It should be. It should
the
be. This is a
honor
school.
roll.
They're confusing people.
I would have been on the honor roll. That's something that avoided you your whole life, Jeff?
Well, when I was on a couple of times out of the, how many attempts do you get? There's quarters, right? So there's 4 quarters. There's 16 attempts. I might have hit it once or twice. But I don't even know that I hit it twice. I think I hit it once. But I would have been on at least 6 times if this was the grading expectation.
Are there any schools you want to look up, see how they're doing?
I looked up a few. I wanted to see what was the best school.
There's a 100.
Yeah.
The Odyssey Magellan
I had never heard of it.
School.
I feel like that's
Appleton?
just bull
I'm
crap.
guessing these are all just private.
That's
Realize
rigged.
now, and they're also divided into elementary, middle school, and high school.
Right,
So you
right.
got to make sure you're looking at like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compare high schools to high schools.
Odyssey Magellan is a magnet school in Appleton.
A magnet school.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
They just study magnets?
They're polar opposites.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I think that means that I'm not going to say it because I don't want to sound stupid.
Well, not as stupid as
Respect.
Tim and I, who have no idea what it is.
Yeah, we think they're studying magnets.
Magnet schools are public schools with specialized courses or curriculum. Magnet refers to how they draw students from ... from
So the kids are made of metal.
how they draw how they draw students.
I get it.
How they draw students from across the normal boundaries defined
So
by.
kids with plates in their heads, braces,
Yeah. Bolts in their legs,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So this is
kids in
a,
their arms.
People who can't get through airport security go here.
Gosh, you're still going on it.
Yeah, sorry.
So they don't operate within the confines of a.
But it is a public school.
It's a public school that doesn't
Surprised.
have a school district.
Go back
that-
to the top 10 because most of them were private-ish schools or magnet schools.
Odyssey, Magellan, Woodland Intermediate, the Accelerated Advanced Learning Program, Mill Valley Elementary.
Yeah, there's two. Skip the elementaries.
Okay, a Kohler Elementary.
The STEM, which is
Wauwatosa STEM.
I think STEM is very similar to like you've got like the magnet school, the STEMs. You've got there's one in Eagle River you can opt into. It's something different too.
Just like specialized.
Yeah.
I get it.
This St. John's Evangelical Lutheran School, they jumped from a 78 to a 97.
Where is that at?
That doesn't say.
They got one kid who scored a perfect scoreline in his ACT,
I feel like some of these,
that kid from
I feel like to get
Wannabe.
100, you're stacking the cards here. And I just think that's not possible otherwise.
Yeah.
I mean, the majority of the schools did finish in the 70s, which is to be expected. That's a C average.
Should we go for the lowest? Do you want
Yeah. What were the low schools?
to? Well, this might take me a little bit to get an actual
It's
score.
not a huge deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some that like either didn't take the test or like they weren't reported.
13. Grandview High in Milwaukee got a 13.
Yikes.
The
That actually makes me feel bad.
Yeah, no,
So
I
that
kind of,
just-
yeah.
That just means like
is that a real school? Grandview High.
There's a
How
lot
can
of,
it
it's
not
like
be?
all Milwaukee schools that, that is sad.
keep
I've never
going.
heard of Grandview.
What else is there? How do you get once you get out of Milwaukee?
Yeah, that
where are
sucks.
you? Gillette?
And Bayfield? Elementary.
Are you? Oh, elementary though.
Where are you at? Oh yeah,
Still
Bayfield
Gillette High.
Gillette High School. 39.
Yeah, that's
What?
around here.
Ooh, sorry, Gillette.
Holy balls! Does that say Pulaski High?
Yeah.
And that's in the 30s?
Pulaski High School.
40s.
Yeah. Central High School in Sheboygan. Bayview High.
Well, gosh,
Milwaukee.
apparently our 70s score is pretty dang good.
And elementary in Fond du Lac.
All right.
So what the high school's Pulaski, and once you get out of Milwaukee, you're into Pulaski and Gillette.
Ooh,
Don't,
Anago's at a 45. Ooh. Bayfield 45. Bruce 44. Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, I take back everything I said about our 70s score.
Lake Holcomb 47.
Crandon's at a 51.
No.
You don't say.
Let's go try and find the Northern Lake Schools one. So
Why?
Crandon's
We
at
don't need to
51.
sit here and bash all the people that
Yeah.
might be listening to us.
Webster 49. Grantsburg. Well, that's I mean.
Well, they're
there's-
clearly not smart enough to understand what we're saying anyway. If they're from any of
my
these cities.
Womp, womp. Ladysmith 50.
It was awesome.
Huh.
Yeah, there's Mercer 51.
So what is that called? What is that rating called when you're
Meets few expectations.
if you're coming out of that school, you're not gonna.
Yeah. Kiel High School.
Leona,
What's Leona at?
56.
Huh.
Frederick.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang. I take back everything I said
Wabeno?
about our high 70s score.
Wabino's in there too.
I felt like 70s were a
Ooh.
C, but
We're beating up all the schools around here.
yeah, we're doubling them down.
Yep.
Huh. All right. I blew up.
Yeah, y'all better respect.
Anyway,
Yep.
let's get off of that.
Okay.
Before.
Yep. Sorry.
Yep. I wasn't even going to cover this story. Okay, we're going to cover two Packer stories, kind
Okay.
of Packer stories.
Yep.
I talked about this while you were gone, Andrew.
Yeah.
The fact that the Green Bay Packers are selling 30 million. What do they need money for again? What is
Yeah, I don't
this?
know. I feel like they're
This
just
is
getting
such a
greedy at this
hoax.
point.
This is such a hoax.
So we can get better players.
I think
a
it's so they
hoax.
can keep Rodgers.
This
They're going
is
to
a
pay him.
hoax.
Yeah, they're gonna pay.
The money can't even go
Oh.
towards stuff like that.
What is it? What can it go toward?
Like infrastructure.
Yeah,
and-
it's
No.
like but what do we need now?
I don't know. Maybe the price of beer will go down.
It can't be used to subsidize, isn't it? More for like infrastructure stuff.
The
It
funds will
says.
go toward construction projects at Lambeau Field, new video boards, and concourse upgrades.
Pretty soon, the entire eastern part of the state is going to be Lambeau Field.
90 million or 30 million? I don't remember.
It was 330 or 100,000 shares, right? At like
By 11 a.m. on Tuesday, they had already sold $10 million.
Oh,
I think
God.
it will raise 30 million if they sell out all the shares. But that's a week old if it said by Tuesday because they went on
Yep.
sale last week.
Yep.
So I don't know if they sold out yet. I don't think they did. But I just
Don't you
swear
have an
this is
in with someone over there that you can find out what they're doing with it?
Well, it says.
I want
I-
specifics.
I just think that this is a hoax.
I mean, it says on it, like on all of the ads and things I've seen for it, it says this product is not actual stock, or it says something like
How many
this,
did you
this is
buy?
not worth anything, or
a
I mean a dozen. I needed a dozen at least.
Not just going to buy 10.
Yeah.
I bought a Bitcoin and 12 shares of Packer stock. Both are worth the same thing.
Except one has a potential to make money.
Well, you think it does. I actually bought Bitcoins. Well, I call everything a Bitcoin.
Okay.
So any crypto to me is a Bitcoin.
Not this again.
I
My
bought
brain
three. I
hurts.
bought 3 cryptocurrencies in the last month or so.
How are they doing?
I bought Jasmine Coin, and it skyrocketed. Like
Did you sell it right away?
I should have. It went up like 300% from the time I bought it to the next day.
From
And-
1 penny to 3 pennies.
No, it was like I think Jasmine Coin was like $14, and it skyrocketed. And I held on to it. Now it's worth like half of what I paid for it.
Oh.
And then I bought one called Sushi Coin just because I love sushi.
Do you really?
Yeah, and it has remained relatively constant. And I have $5 worth of actual genuine Bitcoin, and it goes up to like $7, and I think right now it's $4 and something. So I have $105. I have invested $105 in cryptocurrencies.
It fluctuates so hard.
Fast and
Like,
hard.
yeah,
fast.
yeah.
Like in a day, you'll be up 50%.
I'm not going to lie. This would be the last thing I would ever want to pay attention to.
I don't pay much attention to it. It's like, okay, is this thing? I just wanted to throw I was going to put $50 in every 2 weeks for an entire year, and I already missed. I think a put it because I already just feel like I'm investing in.
So like $100 a month.
Yeah, Shroot Bucks.
Yeah. Yes, that was what I was going to use.
bucks.
I felt like I was investing in Shroot Bucks.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I can't do $1,200 of my own money in this because I'm investing in Beats.
I like Beats.
Well,
Karen's here.
Yeah. I wanted to do the other Packer story.
Okay, you can.
Karen, can I do the Packer story quick?
So you didn't buy any Packer stock. A.J. Dillon did.
AJ Dillon did buy one.
And he tweeted that he was self-employed.
Yes,
Yeah.
Which is really funny.
That is funny. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to change this headline.
Okay.
Former Wisconsin quarterback misses payment of $228,000 in welfare case, auditor says.
Isn't this an old story? This has been going on for a
No,
while.
well, it has been going on
Yeah,
forever,
this is
but
the-
now it was like, I mean, they had, I think officially charged him. And,
So the quarterback
and he
is
had
Favre.
Yeah, Brett Favre, yep. And he had a deadline to pay it and missed it.
He's got to have more money than necessary at this point.
It's just being stubborn at this point. Yeah.
Is this from that deal
It's
where he was a
$228,000.
speaker,
Yep,
but he
was-
never showed up?
He was taking money to do speaking things and didn't do it.
Didn't
He's
show
got to
up.
pay $228,000, which you got to think is putting your pocket change for him.
I would think that's chump change for him.
Yeah.
I think Wrangler pays him that per episode.
Yeah.
Per commercial. Per commercial. Well, anyway, that's Favre. That's the Packer stock. And now we're going to go to Karen.
All right.
So
Karen.
the reason I chose this restaurant is we talked about the canoe they dug up from Lake Mendota.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this restaurant is on Lake Mendota.
And great reviews.
It's called the Weary Traveler Free House.
It does
It's
have
in-
good reviews.
It's
Yeah.
in Madison
Lot of
on
them.
Lake Mendota. It's 4.6 stars, 1,250 reviews, and it's pushing 5 stars.
Nice.
This is from only 2 months ago. Karen visited. What happened, Karen?
With so few people lunching, the wait was much too long. And because the wait was so long, one could really get a good look around of the inside decor after one's eyes have adjusted to the darkness, and suddenly notice much grossness to be had. I.e., a taxidermic boar's head? Really? Additionally, the menu is meh and very heavy on the meats. I like mayonnaise, but there was way too much to be in harmony with my melted veggie cheese sandwich. With an uneasy stomach afterwards, the clash of music in the front of the house with the music in the back of the house was really doing a number to my senses and my stomach. I needed to leave pronto after a long wait for the check and probably will not return.
1 star. Thanks, Karen.
She read that really well.
She did.
So I wrote Wannabe Writer on here. She's really into her reviews.
She tried, but it wasn't great.
In harmony and trying to use these nice terms. Yeah.
I think this is funny because she was at a supper club.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had to get adjusted to the darkness and noted the taxidermic boar's head on the wall.
Yes.
Sounds like you're at a supper club.
Welcome to a supper club.
That's right.
Welcome to a Wisconsin supper club. Yeah, the boar's head on the wall, the darkness, 2 different musics being played. I like that.
Yeah,
that's kinda-
and too much meat, and then I got too much mayonnaise on my veggie cheese sandwich.
Yeah. Suddenly noticed much grossness to be had.
To be had.
Yeah, very heavy on the meats. Oh, what can you ask for anything better?
We have the meats.
That's all I ask for in an
The Weary
establishment.
Traveler Free House Supper Club at 1201 Williamson Street.
You know what? In an
Madison.
odd way, though, everything she wrote makes me want to go there.
Yeah.
They got meats, they got pig heads, they got.
Yeah, I want to see the
it
Doesn't
board.
matter
awesome.
where you're at. They got music going on.
This sounds great.
no matter what part of the bar.
Yep.
I'm in.
She said left with an uneasy stomach because of the music and the food, and yeah, she left. I think she had a little bit of.
She was uneasy in the stomach, she said.
Yeah.
I had
I think
another.
she was diarrheal.
I had another. Nice. I had another one picked out for a different restaurant on Lake Mendota, but it had 3 foods I didn't know how to pronounce, so I knew there's no way in hell Karen would know how to pronounce them, so I didn't
Smart.
go with it. But this woman was upset because they didn't tell her that there was cream sauce in whatever dish she ordered, and she was lactose intolerant.
Oh,
Yeah,
spoiled
it was,
right
it was
up.
a good one too, but I couldn't pronounce the dishes. So since we resurrected a canoe out of Lake Mendota, they had to pull 4 people out of Lake Winnebago last week.
Nice segue.
I found this story kind of odd.
Yeah?
Just for one reason that. Well, and why don't you give us some background on the story, and I'll tell you why I think it's odd.
Well, it says 4 people, including 2 children, are safe as they were rescued from a vehicle that entered Lake Winnebago. When they arrived, officials found all 4 people on the shore, and no one was injured.
It was 2 children.
Yep.
And
They were on the hood of the vehicle.
and 2 adults then.
Yep.
So I'm guessing it's a family.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
possibly.
hope.
Yeah.
Unless it's a 12-year-old who stole it.
This is what the part that gets me. Crews are still investigating to determine how the vehicle ended up in the lake. Why didn't you just ask them? I mean, what could have happened?
Yeah, they
You
were
know what I
dead.
mean? They're standing
Yeah.
right there. What happened? What is there to
My
investigate?
GPS told me turn right.
Like The Office. I don't understand that part. What is there to
GPS told me to
investigate?
turn right.
In the picture, the car's just like barely off the shore. It's up to its tires.
yeah,
Yeah,
and Lake
it's not-
Winnebago was like 4 feet deep
And it's
anyway.
sand. Probably could have drove that little thing right out of there. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you just ask? This is gonna take a while to come to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Lot to investigate here.
Yeah.
Found it odd. That's all.
Yeah. So for the 4th consecutive year, and this
Mind-blowing.
pisses me off.
It's unbelievable.
This so irritates me.
Yes.
For the 4th consecutive year, somebody shot a freaking bull elk during the gun deer season.
It's been multiple elk some year too,
Yeah, last year or 2 years ago, the
lady-
same woman shot 2
in a row.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jeez.
She dropped a spike and a fork.
Yeah. She's like, this is too good to be true. These massive
I
bucks
don't-
standing in front of me.
You know what? That is just so concerning for so many different reasons. If you don't know what the difference
if you
is, you
can't
should not be in
identify
the
him, you
woods.
shouldn't be in the woods.
No.
I agree.
It's just, I'm gonna go right out and say it. It's absolutely stupid.
And so part of me, like, I wanted to play like the side of like, okay, so you should know the difference, and you shouldn't be shooting at. The first thing they teach you in hunter safety is know
Yes.
what you're shooting at.
Yes.
And know what's
Know
beyond
your
it.
target and what's beyond. That's
Yes.
one of the-
And identify your target and what's beyond. But an elk, to confuse an elk for a deer, I maybe like if you were in an area where elk didn't exist, you know what I mean? Like the only thing that could be is a deer.
I guess.
But even then,
But
so like let's say you're in Vilas or Oneida County where we have no elk, and you saw something walking through. A red stag walked through out here about 15
I'd
years
still
ago.
know not to
that
shoot it.
escaped from the game farm, and I immediately knew it wasn't a whitetail.
Right.
I immediately identified it wasn't something that didn't belong up
Right.
here.
Your reaction wasn't to grab a gun and kill it.
No, it was immediately like, holy crap, that doesn't belong here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would think if you're hunting in those areas where there's elk, you'd be more aware
And
of not.
Are there
shooting
places
one.
in Wisconsin where elk are that abundant?
Not
Not
abundant.
abundant. And the area that this one was shot, this was in northern Columbia County. It is, there's not that many there. Those are coming off of a herd that's from further north. But I'd say every year that trail cam pictures in that area do come up of a bull elk down in Marquette, Columbia County.
So how would, if you shot one of these, how would somebody else know about it?
Well,
I'm naive because I don't know a lot about hunting.
This person didn't report it. They're actually
Yeah.
they're investigating
Yep.
to figure out who shot it. But
So how do they know that somebody shot it?
well, it's got a bullet hole in it.
No. Oh, so they didn't take it with them.
Somebody found it dead.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like this one had a tag in its ear, so it came out of that herd that was released and studied.
Somebody
Oftentimes
found it
they have
dead.
collars.
They killed it and left
Okay.
it there.
So-
Last year, the woman reported herself.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so yeah, what I was going to say was, so if I had been a hunter going out for 10 years and just 10 years of misery and nothing and and I saw all of a sudden an elk, I thought,
Yeah.
this is not only something I can put in my
Meat on
freezer,
the
but
table.
something I could also put on my mantle and this is sweet. I'm going to shoot it, kill it, and get it out of here before anyone catches me.
Yeah.
What are the odds I could do that?
I think you'd get caught. It's
I
hard
don't
to get away
know.
stuff. It depends on where you
are. You
are,
on
I
private
guess.
property?
Yeah, and
Are you
how
on
deep
public
are
property?
you? Do you have to transport it?
I would say it's a lot harder during the gun deer season when there's a lot more people in the woods to get up. And first of all, a bull elk, you can't get it out. You'd have to quarter it, and you
they're
need help
huge.
getting it out.
Yeah, you're not pulling
Okay.
it. Yeah.
So you're not getting that thing out without either a full day of work by yourself
Yeah.
or help from another person.
Yeah, it says an adult cow elk averages 500 pounds.
Yeah, a small bull elk would be 400 or 500 pounds, and a big bull elk would be 600
Yeah.
plus pounds. So again, I'm just kind of irritated by the whole thing that people keep shooting elk during the gun deer season. But
As am I.
yeah, I'm glad. So there was a parrot that was saved by the University of Wisconsin medical doctor team. Came from Tennessee. I'm hacking this story up. but
Medical
so-
doctor team.
So there's a zoo in Tennessee that
Okay.
had a parrot with like a bad larynx, so it couldn't say Polly wants a cracker.
Oh.
Yep, I'm making that part up.
Oh.
It was like a throat problem, though, I
is it?
think. And then they raised money and they shipped the parrot to Madison and they fixed him up.
Hey,
His
all
name
right.
was Bogey.
yeah,
Bogey.
he had a cool name.
24-year-old umbrella cockatoo.
Oh, I thought it was a parrot. Is a cockatoo a parrot?
Yeah.
Or is a parrot
Well,
a parrot?
the headline does say new surgical procedure saves parrot.
So a cockatoo is a parrot?
Apparently. Apparently.
Apparently.
Cockatoo is one of 21 parrot species. Yep.
21 parrot species. Huh. What kind do pirates have?
I always thought a parrot. I thought a parrot was like its own thing.
Must be a certain kind of species. When you think of parrot, I think
The
we're all
green one?
I think we're all picturing something. Yeah, something.
The green one with like the.
Oh, really? I was
orange
picturing
beak.
like the Margarita, like a red and blue and yellow one.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing too.
Like a Margaritaville parrot.
I pictured him green on a pirate's shoulder.
Well, yeah, obviously.
So this cockatoo had a bad throat.
I'm
Something.
trying to find that part.
It doesn't matter. But they
Well, it
fixed,
kind of does.
they fixed him up at the UW.
They paid for this surgery through this bird has a good social media following, and they fundraised for it and
exactly
paid the bills.
That's that's what I thought was the coolest part of it is like people basically did a GoFundMe for the parrot.
It
Yeah.
had a chronic cloacal prolapse.
Oh, yeah, that is bad.
You don't want that.
No,
Nobody wants
No,
that.
You don't want to
nobody
prolapse anything.
wants that.
The cloaca is the shared outlet in which the intestinal, urinary, and genital tracts of the bird open.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah. Worst place to get a prolapse.
Yeah.
yes, you don't want that.
No.
Yeah, they
And
said
chronic one,
Yeah,
nonetheless.
They said pre-Facebook this would have been impossible to raise the money and fly the bird up there and get the surgery
Well,
done.
parrots are supposed to start colonoscopies at age 12, so I'm
Yep.
wondering if
Yeah.
they didn't do.
I'm guessing this wasn't taken care of when it was
No.
younger.
Yeah,
And
this is a PSA. If you own a parrot, make sure you are getting your colonoscopy.
And do not forget
just a
to
regular
cleanse.
checkup.
Yeah.
Yeah, regular checkup is advised at age 12.
And parrots are small; they only need to cleanse for half a day prior to going, so
Yep.
it's really quite easy.
It is.
Okay.
Well, there's other birds in Wisconsin. Wisconsin DNR reports the first documented barn owl nest, which this is weird to me. I thought that barn owls, I don't want to say common, but I thought that they were common.
I would have thought that too.
So what's the deal
Why
with
do you
this?
think they're common?
I just thought they
There's
were.
a lot of barns up here.
Seems like we have the proper environment.
yeah.
A barred owl is common.
That's
Yes, there
Yeah.
is confusion between
Yeah,
barred and barn.
and I'm
Yeah.
not saying that you were, but I'm. wondering
Well,
if
I
people
wasn't
are.
confused
No.
by that, but when I saw the barn owls, I thought that these were common.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen one.
Well, I don't know that I've seen one. I just thought they were common. Will somebody tell me what? So this is a first nest. Like, did we think they were extinct? Like, what's the deal?
well, it says in general there has not been a confirmed nest in more than 20 years in Wisconsin and in the Upper Michigan.
So how many barn owls are in Wisconsin? These 4?
They, this DNR bird monitoring coordinator said that 99% of the barn owl reports that they get are actually young great horned owls. So
Oh.
there's a lot of mix up, I guess.
So barn owls have the like heart-shaped white face, right? Mm-hmm. What is
It almost looks like they're sunken. Like
yeah?
like they're.
What is the other? What did you say they get confused with?
Great horned
young
owl.
Because I see great horned all the time, and I
Yeah.
never thought they looked like a barn owl because they don't have
neither.
that face.
No, they're like your textbook owl.
Yeah,
a great
exactly.
horned.
They're like the owl that stands on a pirate's shoulder.
right.
Yeah, they're blue and green.
And red and yellow.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just people see these.
They don't look at all alike.
It says barn owls are on the state endangered species list. I can't get a number, but
So I see.
they are one of the most widespread birds in the world, found on all continents except for Antarctica. That's kind of cool.
But we just have a shortage of them here.
Yeah,
They're on all continents, huh?
except for Antarctica.
Yep.
Because there's too many penguins there. They clash.
The penguins don't like the owls.
Yeah, so this is in La Crosse.
That's kind of cool. I like owls.
Yeah, didn't we have an owl conversation
Yeah.
before?
Yeah, owls are awesome.
Yeah.
Owls and goats. I just heard a story about goats.
Okay.
This is not on the agenda.
I'm interested.
Did you know that raising prize goats, like show goats, is a thing?
How do we get into it?
Well, you're going to want to. Do you know what a show goat sells for?
No.
I'm going to give you a price on a show goat, and you can pick the over or the under.
Okay. Can you do it like an auctioneer?
No.
No.
I'm going to say that a prize show goat sells for...
Oh, you don't know the answer.
Oh, I do know the answer.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to see what you guys think. A prize show
Okay.
goat sells for $4,500. Over or under?
Over.
I would guess I would pick the over as well, just because.
Okay, what if
know-
I said $7,500? Over or under?
I'd still say slightly over.
I would say
if I
People
said-
pay a
I
lot
would
of
say-
money for
I would say
animals.
slightly under, so I would be arguing.
If I said $10,000 over.
I think that'd be like I'd say
If I said
under.
$15,000.
Under. Still under then.
What? Prized show goats sell for $12,000 to $15,000 at auction.
For what reason? Why?
They're a thing.
What makes
You
them a
show 'em
prize?
like a dog. I don't know the answer. Okay, so I just heard this story this morning. But so there's a
You show 'em
rancher
like a
in
dog.
Texas.
How do we get 'em?
That raises 50 show goats a year.
Cheese.
We got to get into show goat
This
raising
is so stupid.
Okay.
I could raise 5 goats a year and I'd be fine.
and make a living.
Yep.
And that's all I'd have to do is raise
So
a goat.
I'm curious, like, is there a lineage, like just like a horse or a dog? Is there a lineage?
I'm
and like
sure.
to get into the show goat world, you got to
Yeah.
buy little show goat semen and
Yeah.
and
Yeah, and
Gotta be
propagate the little show goats.
Yeah.
Purebred and
So the barrier to entry is probably you got to have 30, 40, 50
Well,
grand.
if you make it big on your bitcoins, we can get a little vial of semen and start after it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yep. And there should be a Bitcoin called show goat. Oh. And I'd invest in it.
show goat coin.
Show goat coins. Goat coins.
Yeah,
it
we
probably
like
is
this.
goat coins.
Yeah, probably.
It was kind of cool. We were on Naples Beach in our vacation,
There's a
and
goat?
somebody brought down a little pet goat,
To the beach.
carried it down to the beach.
Now,
Yeah.
see, if you stole that, we could have a start in our business.
Ah, yeah.
Florida man steals goat from beach, starts show goat business.
Florida man steals show goat.
Yep.
That'd be grand theft if it's a show goat.
That's
Anyway,
good, yeah.
15 grand for a show goat. Do I hear something going on?
Yeah, it's Brian.
Brian's leaving.
Oh, bye, Brian.
You guys are later than usual.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, there's two interesting stories that I just think are human interest element. One was they were doing radioactive tests in a Rhinelander forest in
This
the
is
60s, and I
fascinating to
did
me.
not know that. They're seeing what radioactivity did to forests, to crops, or
Yep.
to like even small animals.
Trees and grass and
Yeah,
and
during the Cold War
Yep.
period, and they took a 1,600 acre chunk in an Oneida County forest outside of Rhinelander,
Yep.
and they put in this thing called the iron pig, which
Big lead box.
a big lead box,
Yeah.
and it didn't do radiation like fallout from a nuclear, which because the people were worried around
Yep.
Rhinelander.
Yeah.
It just basically did small
Yeah.
levels of radiation.
Well, they did say if
in
like a
this-
human stood next to it, they would die.
Well, yeah.
yeah, they would said
Yeah.
the people were like a mile and a half
So-
away from.
I have a theory now.
Okay.
It said it did nothing to the small animals though. It had no impact on weasels.
I
and
think
red
this is how
squirrels.
we got hodags.
Oh.
It's a little bit later in time, but I think maybe this happened. Like the hodag was around before
It
this.
was
but
a
I think this is
squirrel.
a second.
It
yeah,
was
it
a
was
red
a squirrel,
and it turned into a green.
This is
hodag.
it. Yes.
Interesting.
No.
That is an interesting theory.
Yeah.
But I had never heard that story. So human interest
I
number
think it's
one.
kind of cool.
Yeah, and they said that you said the animals, but even the part I read even said that it didn't do all that much to
Yeah, the
plants and trees either.
They said the
trees
trees
died-
were affected heavier than like ground foliage and bushes.
And they died only on the side that faced the radiation. Did you see that?
Plants are hardy. That's cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
And so
Well, that would be interesting to know. Like if there was something like that.
Just stand on the backside of a tree and you're fine.
if there's a nuclear attack, be on the
Yeah.
good side of the tree.
You don't need a
Right.
fallout shelter. Just
Nope.
find a good tree.
Sit behind a nice full
Sturdy
balsam.
hemlock.
Yeah.
Sturdy hemlock, and you're in good shape.
If you live in a log cabin, you're fine.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Oh my goodness. No wonder we scored 20 something on our scores when we were in high school.
Needs improvement.
Yeah.
Said that in my report card all the time.
Yeah.
So the second human interest story I sent you guys was, I can't believe it's not yellow, a peek into Wisconsin's quirky margarine laws. And I knew that Wisconsin had weird margarine laws that dated back, I think, pretty far, 50s,
Yeah.
60s. And my favorite part of this story is they refer to it as oleo all the time. And my grandmother called margarine oleo.
Really?
And nobody else that I knew called it oleo. But so margarine was a bad thing in Wisconsin. Like it couldn't
Yeah.
even be dyed yellow because people didn't want it to look like butter.
We touched on this in my quiz weeks and weeks and weeks ago when I did the odd laws in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
we
I
touched
thought
on
we
some
did.
of these.
I
But
thought we did.
yeah.
So there's a cool story. Was it on public radio or?
Yeah.
who-
WPR. Yeah.
Yeah. So WPR did a really neat story called the whole yellow thing in oleo. Anything you guys took out of this?
Well, so you mentioned your mom called it oleo, but
My grandmother, yeah.
and everybody called it margarine. Well, the technical term, the word is oleomargarine. It's one word.
Huh.
I didn't know that.
No,
I
I
didn't
didn't
either.
either.
So, but yeah, I didn't.
But the whole thing was they didn't want oleo to compete with butter.
Right.
There was a butter shortage, which is how oleo got started.
Sure.
Oh.
And then they pushed supposedly that it was more healthy for you than butter. Is that still a thing?
I think some of those odd laws still stand in certain areas.
No, I
No,
just meant,
the-
is there still documentation that margarine is healthier than butter?
Oh, I don't know.
Probably because don't they say the more solid something is at room temperature, the worse it is for you. So as an yeah, I think that's
Interesting.
how the oil and fats
Yeah.
scale works.
It says margarine usually tops butter when it comes to heart health because it's made from vegetable oils, so it's generally considered a good fat.
And butter fat is considered bad fat on all levels.
It's
is that
considered
true?
yummy fat.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
I think it's kind of cool actually that Wisconsin did this. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, like we want to protect our dairy so hard.
Exactly.
Don't you go buying that crap.
right? They pushed laws. I
Yeah.
mean, to make us the dairy state.
Yeah.
That's kind of sweet.
Yep.
Now the laws still exist, right? Or no?
I believe so.
Or were they like repealed?
Like, what were some of them? Like, a restaurant can't serve margarine if it doesn't offer butter as well. Like, you can't just have one; you have to have both. Prisons, I don't think you can serve it. There's like weird.
In 1953, only Minnesota and Wisconsin still had laws prohibiting the sale of yellow margarine. And then by 1963, it was just Wisconsin left. And then by 1967, we said, fine, you can
tint it yellow.
sell your yellow margarine.
You can use yellow number 5. It's gonna kill you.
So yeah, these are the laws that are still in effect today. It prohibits restaurants from serving margarine unless it's specifically asked for.
Oh. So real butter and I didn't know. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
I think that might have been part of your quiz.
Ban the serving of margarine to students, patients, or inmates in state institutions unless medically necessary. And set out strict requirements for the amount of dye included and how the product is packaged and labeled. So we still kind of keep a tight lid on it,
Well,
so to speak.
margarine comes. So we used to have margarine when I was a kid. I'm sure because it was cheaper. Margarine came in like tinfoil wrapped packages, versus butter comes
Like
in
cream
like a
cheese
paper
does?
package. Yes, exactly.
Oh.
Versus butter comes in like a paper package, and I wonder. You just said strict packaging, like it still came in sticks. I haven't purchased margarine.
No.
Does margarine even still come in sticks, or does it just come in the tubs now? It must still be in sticks.
I don't know.
I can only envision it in tubs, but that doesn't mean
Yeah, I can only
I've
envision
never
it in
looked
tubs,
for
too.
it in sticks.
Parquet used to come in tinfoil wrapped sticks, and that's what we ate. And I'm sure it was because it was cheap.
You just ate them by themselves.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
all we had for dinner.
That's snacks. Snacks.
Like, you kids want margarine for dinner?
It's
What were they licking a stick of butter, Jeff? Again?
there are some margarine sticks, but
I'd say butter. It was oleo.
I've never seen these in any store. So maybe you can't do that in Wisconsin. There are sticks that exist, but I've never ever seen any of these in stores.
I'm gonna look now.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I mean maybe I just don't.
Yeah.
I just bypass that because
I think
Because you're a
Wisconsinite.
I think
Yeah,
that I
it's
would think
Wisconsin.
I don't know many people who eat margarine anymore. Well, unless it's just I don't know. Maybe it's because we're the dairy state. You don't eat margarine, do you?
no.
Do you?
And I think like growing up, I think my mom only used it for some recipes or put it in the pan at the bottom instead of cooking spray. Put
See,
some
again,
margarine in there.
We
I used to use
always
butter
had
for
it.
that still.
We always had it. We never had butter, and I wonder if it was because it was cheap. It had to be because it was cheaper. Had to be.
Interesting. I like it.
Interesting.
All right. We had a single event that
Yeah.
you wanted to talk about.
Well, it's just interesting. The National Railroad Museum, which is in the Schwabenon, Green Bay area.
Schwabenon.
They are doing their annual Polar Express and Festival of Trees, and I saw this and I thought, oh, this is interesting because they do it like the Polar Express movie where you get on and you they do a dramatic reading of it, and you take a trip on the train, including a choreographed dance number, and so I was like, this would be sweet. My kids would love it, riding on a train and doing the Polar Express Christmas thing. They expanded to 42 shows this year. And I thought, well, perfect, I'll get in on it. But they sold out of their 13,000 tickets 2.5 weeks ago.
Oh wow.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So in the future, if I think I want to do this, I need to get on the stick.
You gotta start thinking about it in July.
You got to get on the butter stick.
They still have tickets for the Festival of Trees, but that's not as cool as riding a train.
No.
So that Old Fashioned Fest had 325 tickets. They went on sale at midnight, like I don't know, call it 6 weeks ago. And they sold out before 6 a.m.
Oh,
Really?
They're $75 a pop.
good for them.
Yeah.
If that's how much a pop cost, what was the old fashioned?
Oh, gosh.
Gosh, we need a cheesy jokester in every episode. Well, Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to our readers.
It's nice
to
to
our
be back.
listenership.
Yep.
And good afternoon.
Good evening.
And good night.